Can't control what you all do. If you guys want a naked idol competition, have a naked idol competition. What do I care?
I've committed myself to the Naked Brothers Band a lot for these past couple months, reviewing every season, every episode, and kind of diving into them, and I think it's perfect timing to actually show the best and worst episodes of each season. Considering everything I was subjected to, I think it's only fair that you sit down and listen. Oh, that was kind of threatening. Actually, just chill, relax, man. Don't go for the door. So we'll start with the worst episodes, and then I'll show you the best episodes, so we kind of leave on a high note.
You put Alex's drums back. Do as he says, woman.
What's up, everybody? It's Johnny 2000s, focusing on 2000s movies, media, TV, and so much more. And if you're nostalgic for Naked Brothers Band, I'm sorry. This is going to be a little bit more negative than it is positive. Let's jump into season 1, shall we? The second episode is where it gets a lot of respect for me, because I obviously love talking about mental health, and it seems like the mom who wrote this show was really emotionally intelligent, because she has a lot of plots that involve dealing with your emotions, or how they come across to other people, especially with Nat and Rosalina. The episode's called Wolf Boys Cry Wolf. It's the second episode of the series, and it starts out with Rosalina and Nat becoming cartoons in Genie World. Yeah, so it's them shooting a music video, and it seems like this is where Nickelodeon really comes into shine. They just love doing cartoons, and I feel like that's why they picked up this show, because there'd be a lot of ways to interweave their animation through the live action stuff, despite its really campy elements already. The show without cartoons feels like a cartoon. The director is introduced, and he's really obnoxious. He's in more than one episode, too. His whole goal is to get Nat to cry in the music video. Everybody is taking this so seriously. Nat is trying to cry, and Alex gives him an example of why tears are easy to manipulate, and he just like cries on command constantly, and he's like really good at it. The fact that he's a Scorpio makes a lot of sense to me.
Real tears. How do you do it? I'm a deep guy.
Seeing their back and forth about dealing with emotions versus like comedy and taking yourself seriously is very topical. It even matters today, I would say. Nat's biggest insecurity is that he's coming across as like insensitive, and maybe somebody wouldn't want to be with him, Rosalina, because he's not emotionally mature. Him and Alex keep getting into fights constantly about their ability to cry, and it's really funny. Alex gets money from Nat every time he's able to cry successfully.
How do you get the tears to actually pour out of your eyes? I told you, I'm deep.
And it leads to even Jesse, their babysitter, talking to Nat about why he needs to be more sensitive. And it's like, oh my gosh, these poor kids bullying him.
I want you to watch these sensitivity training tapes. I think you need to open yourself up to love.
Even the dad is super emotional. Meanwhile, Nat's just sipping on a soda.
I want to be surrounded by trust.
I want to be surrounded by trust.
And if this is the point of view of the main character, I wonder if Polly Draper was a lot like this. I feel like if you're a writer and coming from a realistic standpoint, you're trying to talk about something authentic to you. So maybe she felt this growing up too. Or this is what a guy would feel like. I mean, it's definitely how I felt growing up, especially talking to Rosalina. I feel like my world revolved around the girls I had a crush on. So he's getting really nervous, and these failed attempts to like look sensitive, it just comes across worse and worse.
Are you laughing?
Eventually, he even gets caught picking his nose.
Have you tried pulling out a nose hair?
So not only is he insensitive, he's picking his nose.
I never pick my nose.
So the director is completely over it, trying to get this set going, finally, but of course, Nat and Alex get into an argument. Over and over again, they keep fighting and fighting. It kind of reminds me of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody a lot. We finally get our cartoon of Nat and the princess, which is, it kind of looks like a rough draft of a cartoon, but hey, it's long enough to be considered a music video. They finally try to get Nat to cry, and it doesn't work. He eventually calls cut on everything, which you can't really do, but I guess at his status he could. He's kind of a diva. They quickly learn that Alex has been using the fake teardrops to appear like he's been crying this whole time, so he's not actually been sensitive, which is kind of scary to think about. Anyway, so Nat freaks out at Alex, and it becomes more important than the music video itself, which is definitely a good reflection of real life. I feel like you shouldn't take art that seriously, especially as a kid. And I like that they kind of lean into it being more creative than they do business. That's a really good example. Everything works out in the end. It's all about Nat trying trying to get attention from Rosalina, and it's just, gosh, that's gonna happen a lot in this episode. There's also a lot of times where they're on a film set or some sort of performance, and Nat has a goal that has to do with him changing his personality. Very interesting every time. And then we go to the 4th episode, which almost feels like completely random. The fact that it's a complete area and location change at episode 4 is insane. It's called Fishin' for Love, and it's based off this song about fishing, and it's Nat wanting to be with multiple girls, which is going to be a recurring thing constantly throughout the show. Like, you could just tell that the mom thought her kid was going to be a heartbreaker, and that's like the premise for this show. They get to see themselves animated, so once again, Nickelodeon has a relevancy here. And the song is just so shallow, honestly. Like, I don't even know what to make of it. Nat looks like crazy. His hair is too gray to be brown. It's a good vibe musically, but the imagery is really disturbing, and it goes on for like literally 3 minutes. All the kids love watching it and enjoying it, and it reminds me of being nostalgic for the 2000s, watching home videos in your living room. I don't know, that's just fun. They all try to go fishing, and it ends up in a bunch of different complications for everybody. Like, it's just one day at the beach, and the 2 background characters that we barely see throughout this show are nervous about not being noticed for being pop stars or rock stars, which, by the way, you guys quit and then came back, so you don't have a lot of room to talk. They get this giant bus that has their faces on it, but it does not seem like the imagery that they would eventually go with for the Naked Brothers band. It looks more like hippie or carnival. I do like that they have the kind of aesthetic Nickelodeon was going for at the time. Oh, and the dad is so funny throughout this whole episode.
Oh, funny. Whoa.
Alex and Jesse get a side plot where Alex is trying to count all the grains of sand on the beach, which is just barely anything. But hey, you gotta be a kid with imagination, don't you?
I am honored to accept this grain of sand from my little boyfriend, Alex.
Nat is trying to get Rosalina's attention.
Wow, the beach. I love the beach, especially in the summer, because it's hot.
Yeah.
By addressing the kiss they shared in the movie, and it's become a really awkward conversation. They do not know how to talk to each other, which is so real. I feel like this is the realest Nickelodeon show, like, at the time, because they were actually covering uncomfortability, what it's like for kids to actually talk to each other, as opposed to, like, just how they saw they talk to each other.
So how's the flirting going? She's mad at me. She thinks I'm really immature. That's a start. I know, cool, right?
A lot of the show is very before things got calculated and scripted. It feels like a vlog-related show. Oh my god, the 2 boys in the band pretend to drown just to get attention for being in the band, and Nat and Rosalina show up to save.
Let's go rescue him!
Sir, yes, sir!
Which they don't even seem concerned. I don't know who won in this episode. It just feels like a day at the beach recorded with a bunch of kids, and they had a bunch of plotline ideas that they took on one by one. The girls at the beach start hitting on Nat over and over again, trying to give him kisses, and Rosalina is trying to prove that, like, the kiss meant nothing, which I thought she had a crush on him, but maybe she's just acting coy. I don't really know what it was like at that time, but she's just saying that kisses don't mean anything, kisses every guy on the cheek in the episode, and it's kind of uncomfortable because this poor girl, like, we barely know her, and I feel like she was just not involved until she had to be, and now she's just kissing a bunch of people. It sucks that, like, they made her do this, like, scripted wise, because I think she's the only character that actually isn't related to the band or has friends in the friend group, so it seems like it had to be something, like, different completely. Finally, they leave a day at the beach, and that's all it really was. I don't feel like anything was resolved or even moving on. Well, I guess Rosalina puts her head on Nat's shoulder, which will come up a lot more times in the future for the record, but in this instance, it's just like resolving their relationship issues. Okay, so yeah, Naked Brothers Band so far, very interesting peek into the child celebrity life, with also somehow dodging all child endangerment laws. I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. And this brings us to season 2 of Naked Brothers Band. And the next episode actually had a huge issue on Paramount Plus that I didn't pick up on until now. It's episode 3, Great Trip. And honestly, this plot has like zero substance, but it is weird that they have the opening where Nat, Alex, and Jesse are talking about this competition that the winner gets to go to this great water park, and they are determined to win. So they're charging through dog food until they win this prize. Meanwhile, Alex actually plans to want to be the next in line to take care of the band while Nat's gone, which is so funny.
What about me? Will you make me your assistant, Alex?
Wait, when?
When you die.
So yeah, they play the opening theme song, and then they do the entire first scene again. And I double checked, this entire scene is done twice. The episode is 25 minutes when it should be 20. I can't believe how they repeated a scene and nobody noticed it. If you guys are working for Paramount Plus, please tell them now. And then the theme song plays a second time. Okay, 2 cold opens. I guess I didn't get it the first time.
Chatter, 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 chatterbox. Chatter, 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 chatterbox.
They sing Chatterbox, which is the first time you're hearing this song. I forgot about this one, but it's so funny. They have the Mona Lisa with her lips carved out. That's kind of disgusting. I don't know why they're doing that. Turns out David won this whole competition, and his whole issue is that he's too lucky, okay?
I don't know if anybody knows this about me, but I'm freakishly lucky. I mean, I was just feeding E.T. I didn't even know there was a trip, and then I almost threw the can away, and then there's this red top.
Everybody is getting really jealous, though, because he can only take one person. So everybody is trying to suck up to David, which is so funny. This character has, like, never had an episode before this, so it's so hard to, like, figure out what his deal is. I guess it's just he's too lucky all the time. This actually pushes everybody against each other and start to fight about who's the better friend to him, which is so crazy. It's like, we didn't even know this guy before, and now everybody's competing for him.
I was born in the same hospital as
We
you.
were born in the same month. We got chickenpox at the same time.
I taught him how to dance.
I like corn dogs the best. No, you don't.
He has like a formal announcement with all the bandmates and fake cardboard cutouts to make it look like it's a huge group of people, which is so disturbing to me, honestly. It's kind of funny though. And he announces that he's going to take Nat because everybody else has something that bothers him. Okay, very, very childlike behavior.
Rosalina, I'm afraid I had to cross you off the list immediately because you're a girl, and I'd be embarrassed to do anything gross in front of you.
They end up breaking the cardboard cutouts by the end, which is actually so funny. At first, Alex is bitter that he can't go, and Nat reminds him that he's in charge of the band now, and it's like, oh no. So Alex gets mad with power. And he actually gets like a full dictator suit with Jessie backing him up. And I can't believe as an adult, she's like condoning all of this authority. I don't get what she has to gain by doing this.
Lady Jessie? Really? That's so cool.
Yeah, and then Nat's plot is barely a plot. It's just him and David enjoying this giant water park. Since this is like a family film show, I can't help but wonder if they just wanted to go to a water park and then got extra shots while they were there, because it's like, what is this? So the rest of the band is really upset that Alex is in charge, and they start getting ridiculed for being like a second late, and it's just, it's not looking good for them.
Never to speak Nat's name again in this band. He has been robbed out of the history books.
The only thing that happens on Nat's side of the plot is that David pushes the dad down the water slide, but it doesn't really introduce any conflict, so it's just something that happens. I'm confused why they're dodging a script at this point. But I don't really get frustrated until they're sitting alone in the rafts and David explains why he's so lucky.
Yeah? Remember those standardized tests they made us take in school?
Yeah, hard to forget torture, right?
Well, I kinda...
What?
I kinda got a perfect score on them.
And it doesn't really add any conflict or plot. Like, it's just him saying how lucky he is. Apparently, he 100%ed a test and didn't even study. Like, I don't even know what this guy's deal is anymore. He's become more of a mystery to me since this episode than ever before. And the song and montage in this just have, like, no substance. It's them singing about, like, a great trip.
Great trip.
Meanwhile, Alex is a dictator, so it doesn't even feel, like, thematically cohesive here. The way the Alex plot is resolved is all the bandmates take a microphone and make it look like Lucky the dog is talking to him, and he falls for it. I don't know how that's a solution or makes anything better. It's just a funny thing that happens, I guess. In the end, Nat and David come back, and it turns out to be a secret. He's like, don't you think you're not just lucky but smart? And David's like, yeah, but I'm gonna not tell people I'm smart so I can get away with this. And it's like, wait, what? Is that the end? And Alex is like, don't let me be in charge again because I'm too power hungry, which is kind of a funny way to end. This whole episode just feels like kind of a waste of time to me. I don't see it progressing anything. All the characters kind of upstage each other. Like, it feels like a full group episode where you can't really tell who it's following, but, you know, not a complete waste of time. I don't even know what I'm saying. Just don't watch this episode, guys. And now let's check the best episode of Season 2. As if the twin thing wasn't interesting enough in Episode 6, it also comes back in Season 2, Episode 7, Uncle Miles. This episode is primarily focused on the kid's dad, and it's a really genuine in that way.
He's great at everything, really. No, there's some things I'm not great at, like, no, you're right. I'm pretty great at most everything. Always been that way, baby.
The whole episode is about the dynamic of brothers, older and younger siblings. The dad is 5 minutes older than Uncle Miles, and we actually get to meet him. And it's cool because they're played by the same actors, but it turns out the brother, Miles, is super successful, a jazz musician, and yeah, he's just better in every way. Meanwhile, Nat and Alex's dad can only do a Daffy Duck impression, which he does multiple times, and the kids love it, which is kind of sweet.
Yeah, my heart goes out to you, older brothers. How can you guys compete with us, little bros?
So Alex starts to connect with Uncle Miles and is like, hey, I'm gonna be the better one because I'm the younger brother. And he starts acting like him, like having like an old cigarette-timey voice, and just is convinced that this is his destiny. And he starts changing his outfits. Everything is just so much different about him just so he could mimic this success. This disagreement of brother dynamics ends up becoming the entire center point for the plot. So older brothers and little siblings end up going against each other on separate teams, specifically boys, brothers and younger brothers, with Rosalina and Cooper acting as the hosts. And it's kind of like a questionnaire little beauty pageant they have going on, but it's more just to be extra competitive. The challenges kind of make no sense and are just downright ridiculous, with like breakdancing being one of them, best gymnast. It's just a montage of crazy stuff. I like that it's really competitive and they start turning on each other because it actually like puts them at odds.
I'm just gonna add some more categories. How about biggest, meanest, and best songwriter? What? Biggest, meanest, best songwriter? That's so unfair, Nat! Maybe Dad has a younger child somewhere and you can join our team before it's too late.
The contest ends on a tie with a Battle of the Brothers performance coming up. Things take a really intense turn when Alex watches Miles take Betty, which is Sonny's boyfriend, you know, the dad, actually woos her over pretty easily. And I don't know, I don't feel bad because this woman is just a horrible person and like is so disrespectful and is just ready to turn on him completely.
Betty, Sonny's daddy.
Come over here, come with me. I want to show you a little something that we do in Detroit.
I mean, Uncle Miles is not a victim here either. He's definitely rude and disrespectful to Alex's dad. Alex watches the whole thing, and he's kind of stunned by it and feels really bad that his uncle is not a good person and starts to reflect on his competitiveness with Nat. And it becomes really deep, really quick. But it's actually kind of sweet to see them, like, care so much and actually have his actions represent, like, what he wants to change. He actually writes his own song, and honestly, this is one of the better ones in the entire show.
Changing, waiting, changing.
Oh my god, when is Alex such a good writer? So then they go back to the Battle of the Brothers competition, and this is right after Alex promised to Nat that they will not ever fight and they'll be friends forever because it's more important to have brothers connect than be at odds with each other. Nat actually takes this super seriously and purposely flukes the Battle of the Brothers competition.
Guys, maybe if you clap loud enough, they'll actually think that was good.
Okay!
Alex also messes up, and they kind of come to terms with the fact that, like, their uncle is not a good person. Later that night, the dad, Alex, and Nat go to see Uncle Miles play, and right as they're watching him, Betty comes on stage to perform with him. So not only is she cheating on him, but she's cheating on him with their brother. And she says it's because he has more hair, which is kind of stupid because I barely think that. And the dad admits that this is probably a wig. So Alex and Nat take this into their own hands and cause a scene by ripping his wig off.
Give me my hair! Give me my hair! No, it's okay!
Betty, phased by this though, she takes off her wig and is like, I want to be with you. And you just feel so bad for the dad because he was just betrayed so hard in this situation, and he's like an emotional meltdown with Nat and Alex taking care of him. And it's definitely a sweet like kumbaya moment of them all coming together. Nat insists that Alex's song would be better with the dad on the accordion, but really it's just trying to cheer him up. And honestly, it's a really sweet moment, and I just feel bad for the dad because you know how emotional he is. Like, this is not going away anytime soon. And now, the final season of Naked Brothers Band. And the last best episode, I would say, is Naked Idol, which is something super memorable if you could remember this special.
My little man's growing up.
And soon I'll be able to drive and talk about basketball and go to movies with strong language and adult themes. I can see it now.
And you won't need me anymore.
So the next 2 episodes are both 2-parters, and I mean like 4 episodes that continuously take after one another. And honestly, I don't know why they just didn't make the show serial at this point. Like, just have every episode lead into the next. Like, there's just a bunch of random specials breaking up these, but this is just interesting. So it's called Naked Idol. Yeah, I don't really want to see what this is about to be about, but I know it's not actually naked, okay? I'm gonna take that off my plate. These all definitely put Nat in a really complicated position, as if he weren't in the other 2-part episodes, but I'm telling you, this goes so much further. We start the episode with Alex visiting Nat in the bathroom. He's shaving for the first time. It's like a big monumental moment, so he's gonna become a man now.
Please, I gotta get in. I just really have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, just a second. There it is. Is it everything you dreamed of?
Yes, 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 yes.
He ends up even getting cologne from Rosalina that smells like dog pee. It actually doesn't, but like it's supposed to make your own smell significant, and apparently he smells like dog pee. So funny. This actually comes up later, but you know, get ready for it. So Rosalina and Nat are so happy together, which never lasts more than a few scenes, so I'm just excited for how this is about to play out. Jesse notices that Rosalina's checking her phone with a sad look, so there's something going on, and honestly, I'm pretty terrified. She ends up walking out of the house, only for Nat to wonder where she is.
Well, I would say it's sweet and rugged and, smell it, just a hint of lime. It's a smell that says, sunny, lime sunny.
The cologne smells good on the dad, though, so it just means that it's Nat's issue with the cologne, not the cologne itself. Aw, poor Nat. Alex, on the other hand, is worried about himself becoming a man. Like, at first he's super excited. He's trying to get, like, a magnifying glass up to his face so we could tell if he's a man. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. He's so excited about it until he learns that if he's a man, Jesse won't be able to babysit him. Aw, so it's kind of sweet, but the age gap thing is still a little complicated because she's sad about the whole situation too, which is even more confusing for me. I don't understand how inappropriate this is. So yeah, they get to band rehearsal and everything seems to be like normal until Rosalina starts to act a little sketchy. Rosalina has Nat sing this song that meant a lot to her when she was younger. Apparently he wrote a song called Rosalina, and it's a really sweet, sappy ballad that he made when he was super little, and now he's just re-performing it for her. And he's gonna do it on the big TV station, which is actually kind of awesome. I love that they're bringing something back like that. So he starts to play it, only to be interrupted by this French guy.
Oh, it is the right place. I thought I must be mistaken. The music I just heard is so simple. I cannot believe this is the wonderful band you told me all about.
And it turns out to be the same French guy from the magazine in the episodes before. Oh my god, they just keep beating this plot to death, don't they? And this guy is like very obnoxious, clearly doesn't appreciate any of the band. He's like a good piano player and upstages Nat pretty quickly. It brings a lot of tension into the group because it's like, why would he be visiting her? Also, this looks like a grown man. Like, maybe he's not, but still, it's uncomfortable to think that he's like hitting on Rosalina.
It's nothing, Nat. She is yours. Michel is just, how you say, guy on the side. This is all right. Michel accepts this. He is from France, after all.
He insists that she kisses him goodbye, which is so not cool. She ends up doing it, and it's like, I don't know if it works in anybody's favor. But Nat sees it, of course, and meets with this guy in the elevator, only for the doors to shut. Oh my gosh. So yeah, next thing you know, they're fighting in the elevator. great place for a commercial break, honestly. So now there's a lot of tension. Nat is mad at Rosalina, he's mad at the French guy, and they're just trying to keep rehearsal going for this performance of the song Rosalina. And of course, Nat doesn't want to play that specific one anymore because this is complicated. So he actually acts out in a really insane way. He starts yelling at Rosalina while they're rehearsing, using all this against her.
He's made you ashamed to be in this band now.
Can we discuss this later and just rehearse this song now, please?
Did you hear her, Cooper? We're not doing that song. All right? I don't want to embarrass her in front of her. I don't want to make her stoop so low after she played Beethoven for the King of Spain.
Fine, then just play something.
Fine. Let's play Curious.
Curious? I don't.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And, like, it's kind of a little bit too much. Like, I don't think you could get away with some attitude like this in real life now. Like, this is clearly an issue, and the bandmates are backing up Nat, despite the fact he's acting pretty unfairly. He even forces her to sit down to start rehearsing a song that she has no idea how to play, and it's just so rude that he has her sit down, like, very condescending. I think I've never seen a scene worse than him kicking her out of the band and, like, playing with her right there during rehearsal. That's just, like, very toxic. And yeah, so she's super uncomfortable. He and her are at odds with each other. They fight in the stairwell, and it's very clear that she's gonna leave the band and him. Oh my gosh, this entire episode is so emotionally heightened. Maybe just because of Nat, because of Rosalina, but, like, it is interesting to watch. You're, like, worried about the two. I'm more worried about Rosalina, considering the actress, but yeah, this is starting to feel a little icky to watch.
What? What do you wish I'd be a little bit more? What? I want to hear it.
I wish you'd be a little more mature about it, that's all.
I'm too immature for you, aren't I? Because you've been around the world, and you've had all these experiences, and you play music that's too sophisticated that I couldn't write.
The homemade feel kind of, like, bothers me a little bit because it makes it seem more realistic than it actually is. Like, Nat even smiles at some of these shots. Like, he clearly isn't super acting, so, like, seeing a real thing happen while he's not super acting is actually super confusing. Sorry I used the word super so much. That's really confusing. But yeah, the fact this entire episode almost took place completely during this band practice and how well they established it is actually really impressive from the writing perspective. The character perspective is a little controversial, but at least it kept me watching the whole time. That's a very, very good thing to do. So then we get to Naked Idol Part 2. All we know is that Rosalina is officially out of the band. Even though it was like a normal 20-minute episode, I feel like it just goes haywire at this point.
This? Oh, I do this every time I feel sad about Rosalina. You know, smelling this vile cologne that she gave me just makes me feel so glad that we broke up. Man, am I glad we broke up!
So yeah, they're practicing for the same performance. Nat is insistent they don't do the Rosalina song. And yeah, he just gets manic at a certain point. He starts purposely wearing this cologne, wanting to smell like dog pee. Wasn't expecting that. And the entire band's dynamic is completely different now. At first, he starts to use AI. No, I'm just kidding. He uses this thing like headgear and this electronic performance equipment, which is actually so confusing. I don't even think we have that technology like right now for live bands at least.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And yeah, they're still getting ready for Lexpo, and it seems like everybody is a little excited. They think Nat is high energy and inspired. Like, Alex and Jesse are like, wow, the energy is so creative now. But really, he's just off the walls. And that's such a good 2000s way of looking at things. Like, you could be crazy and out of control, but, like, not recognize it back at the time. So, like, people didn't assume that, like, this energy was good or bad. They just saw it.
Isn't it great how Nat's taking this whole Rosalina thing?
Yeah, it's like ending the relationship with Rosalina gave him creative energy.
So Nat keeps trying to change the band to be something that, like, reflects himself, but of course he's so manic that none of his options are even, like, working out. He's even like, let's play with a jug. Cooper takes the reins in and is like, we're gonna have a full search for a new bass player because we can't do this without Rosalina.
I can't control what you all do. If you guys want a Naked Idol competition, have a Naked Idol competition. What do I care?
Nat goes into multiple sessions where he just cannot stop crying, and I'm just starting to feel bad for him at this point, even as an actor, to like cry this much on screen. I don't know what he's thinking about as a 12-year-old to like get this acting out. So yeah, they call it Naked Idol, which crazy title, but it's more so an internet outreach search, and I love when they do this. Like, it reminds me of the episode of iCarly when they're like trying to get people to be on the show. That's kind of what happens here with all the bandmates. They rate all the online videos, they have an overwhelming amount of submissions, even a bunch of actually famous people, like Tobin Esperance from Papa Roach.
Hello, my name is David DeRosier from Simple Plan, but I've also toured with great bands such as Green Day, Gob, Good Charlotte, but I can also do this. I think I belong in the Naked Brothers band.
I don't know why they just started taking a bunch of famous people. The guy from Simple Plan, oh my lord. Yeah, then we get a bunch of interesting 2000s graphics to make this montage worth watching, and a Naked Brothers Band song, which actually is kind of a cool idea. I really do like this MTV style of things. It makes the whole thing a lot more realistic. So Nat is kind of avoiding this whole process. He does not want to be involved in hiring the bass player. This disrespectful French guy comes on these submissions to tell Nat that he's still spending time with Rosalina, and it's like, oh my god, what a jerk.
Another girl like her, not in a million years. This little contest for your bass player, it will only leave you with a broken heart.
So they perform for Naked Idol with a bunch of different bass players, one by one, and some of them work out, some of them are really complicated. And of course, Rosalina is just watching this from her own bedroom crying, which I would feel horrible about. Why isn't the French guy even trying? So they find this lookalike girl that's really good and looks like Rosalina. Of course, Nat goes in on this person, and it's just starting to look a little bit sad compared to everything else. So they use her to practically replace Rosalina in every way, shape, or form. We jump back to another recording session in which Nat has to get toxic again, yeah.
Stop! Christina! You're out of time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know the song.
Oh, show it to.
No, Thomas. Thomas, you just play the bass part. We can't waste the band's time.
He treats this girl horribly, which is not fair considering she just met him and he's like projecting everything on her. He like pauses the whole band and just cries again. Aw, this is like a sad Nat episode. This girl ends up comforting Nat, and you think it's about to be like relationship related, but it becomes a little sweet. More sweet than the actual competition of it all. She says that his song, Rosalina, the one that they played in the earlier episode, actually inspired her to get into music. So there's definitely a reason they should all be playing together. It's only all good vibes. Nat watches an old video of him performing the song, and he realizes that the song is just more important than the drama going on outside of it. Alex throws a whole party based on himself for this event, and it's like him putting out like a new fragrance, of course, and it's like the celebration of El Expo is just ridiculous. I definitely remember this part growing up. Like, why in the world is he like so conceited that he has like the father in the box and the dog in the box? Like, whatever. Nat finally comes clean to the bandmates and explains that he's been going through a lot, and really communication is the solution to this episode. Like, once he learns to talk to his friends and says he wants to be sad with them instead of, you know, just off in his own manic world, then we start to get a clear, like, through line. Like, it's clear that he's actually growing as a person, and they finally perform with this new girl having a great performance. Later, the French guy tries to comfort Rosalina, and yeah, it just goes horribly. He's just like, you're so much better than the band, even though, like, they're barely friends. Like, I don't know why this is, like, a threat to Nat and her.
I'm not gonna believe this. She wants to be back in the band.
But then Rosalina is insistent on jumping back into the band. Meanwhile, this new fake Rosalina seems like she's about to hit on Nat. I don't know why she goes into his bathroom and compliments everything he has, which is not normal for a person of the band.
I was just checking out the haul of used toothbrushes.
I can't blame you. It looks pretty fascinating.
Like, get out of his private bathroom. That would just bother me. Later, Cooper interrupts just to see that Rosalina insists on being back in the band. Oh my gosh, and that's where the episode ends. So I guess it's all about this whole competition to get Rosalina replaced, but more so the drama that Nat experiences with his friends and family and the situation, and it can't believe it ended on another cliffhanger. This is where I get confused and think it's like 2 episodes out of a 4-episode series, because the next part is supposed to be a new episode, premiere parts 1 and 2. So you're telling me we're about to jump into another 2-part special with a cliffhanger from this first 2-part special? Like, literally just put them all together and call it a movie again, like you did with Polar Bears. This whole setup for Naked Brothers Band seems to be, like, flexible in such random ways that I don't even know how to explain. The only explanations I could find are the mother talking about how the show got canceled, or, like, just didn't inevitably end up working out because the kids started to have to go to school, you know, making sense because they're 13 at this age, like, they're outgrowing TV for sure. They should go to a normal social community, but like it makes sense that they're grouping together all these episodes, so it probably made less shoot dates for them to interrupt their class experiences. Also explains kind of why there's like minimal sets and like not a lot going on. Like they probably filmed Mystery Girl, used all their resources, and used these 2-part episodes to just have as simple as possible. Save their budget and make the 3rd season a good, like, send-off. But, yeah, I don't know. All around, I'm just... the only 2 normal episodes in this are a Christmas episode and a Valentine's Day episode, and yet we end on a single individual episode. It bothers me, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We're gonna go back to this. The worst episodes by far in this season are definitely the holiday episodes, and I'm gonna show you both.
If we lived in Hawaii or even maybe California, this wouldn't be so weird. But come on, we live in New York. We expect snow.
So the Christmas episode of the Naked Brothers Band is not a lot to write home about. It's just crazy that this is like the only normal episode, and of course it's a special. So yeah, everybody's getting hyped for Christmas, and yeah, apparently Nat is going to be singing with Natasha Bedingfield. Like, there's a lot of famous people in this episode for absolutely no reason. The Timmerman brothers make another appearance. It's their first appearance in a while and their last appearance ever, and it's kind of sad, but Jesse's in their music video, and it goes viral for Christmas time. Oh, okay.
The adorable Timmerman Brothers video is #1 on the internet. It's even beat the monkey smelling its own butt.
No way.
Yeah.
So yeah, Alex is determined to compete with them and actually make a worse video that will go even more viral. Okay, so yeah, he tries to get Nat in on his plan, and Nat just like doesn't want to ruin his entire Christmas alone. And he's already in a funk because he sees that Rosalina wrote only 2 X's instead of XOXO for his Christmas card. Oh no. Yeah, so she's still out on her world tour, so she's not in this episode.
But this time, if he put 3, it would look desperate, wouldn't it?
And Nat is just depressed, of course. He has to be. His only reason to live is Rosalina for the majority of this show. I don't see why not. Jesse's, like, begrudgingly helping Alex make this music video, and it's so cringe, but, like, obviously they're gonna keep trying. They want to make it bad anyway.
Termites, termites, eating your Christmas tree.
Stop!
Termites.
Happy as we can.
Get yourself under control, woman!
Why can't I be a termite?
Next thing you know, we got Whoopi Goldberg showing up. A lot of famous people coming to the Alex and Nat's house, not expecting that at all. And yet, Alex is still determined on Nat ruining the Christmas performance with Natasha Bedingfield, and I can't believe she's even here. Like, this is such another random cameo, you know?
Christmas stinks? Is that an ironic title?
So he ends up singing this song, Christmas Stinks, and it's really awkward and embarrassing, and of course he just had to do it, but you know what? It makes him feel better. I mean, even though he has to apologize a moment later.
Did you give all your X's to some French dude? Did you run out of ink? Christmas stinks.
We get Andre Harris from Victorious making a guest star appearance, which is so funny. He's actually a really good singer, as we all know, and in this he plays like a grateful kid that just wants to have a good holiday, and Nat realizes that he's kind of being selfish and making this like a negative experience when some people don't get this experience at all, which, fair plot. I just can't believe they threw in another future Nickelodeon character. Nat, Natasha Bedingfield, and everybody else just sing one last time.
So much is Christmas and I wish you were here.
and he gets back his Christmas spirit, and that's kind of how it ends. So I really didn't want to spend a lot of time on this episode because I thought it was just straightforward ridiculous. Like, it doesn't even feel like there's character growth. If anything, it feels like most of these characters are backtracking, if anything. Like, Nat trying to get over Rosalina by ruining Christmas, Alex trying to make a horrible viral video. Like, I don't know what this is getting in the spirit about anyway.
Can I be in your video?
No, you mistletoe head Jezebel! You will be sharing my videos for forevermore!
Yeah, all around kind of a waste of an episode, and it's smack dab in the middle of a lot of really important two-part episodes, which only makes it look a little bit more ridiculous. Like, if this were in the second season, maybe even the first season vibe, that would make sense. But they have gotten better since then, and this is no excuse.
You're so funny, Bachelor number 1. And then she'd choose between you and the other teen bachelors.
Except that I'm not a teen bachelor, Cooper. I have a girlfriend, even though she's on a boat in the middle of nowhere and she's not coming back for our first Valentine's Day as a couple together.
The Valentine's Dream Date episode of Naked Brothers Band is definitely an interesting one. We get some guest stars we were not expecting. Cooper is basically hosting a Valentine's Dream Date, and it's cool because it's Cooper's girlfriend, not necessarily him, so it's like more important that things go well for her. And yeah, she's like such a business-centered kid, which is so funny with her and Cooper. That's something they have so in common. The main A-plot is Nat being the main contestant for all the girls, which is kind of complicated because Rosalina's on tour, and considering cheating is a big part of this season, I would keep an eye on Nat because of that. So yeah, Cooper talks Nat into it, and it's kind of hard to do considering that, like, he's already committed. Like, honestly, I would just tell Rosalina and still do it. Apparently, Cooper got Victoria Justice and Ryan Sheckler to be a part of this. What? That is crazy that they brought these two people in for this. Especially Victoria Justice, considering Zoe 101 was her only thing at this time. Like, this is before Victorious. Meanwhile, Alex has complications with Jesse, his babysitter. Not surprising at all.
You told him that he was a rat for dumping you, right? And you told him that you never wanted to see his face again. Right, Jesse?
No, actually I said, do you want to come over? And he said...
He brings back Jesse's ex because she's really sad this time of year, and yeah, he takes it way too far by making this whole angel of himself in a diaper, but then puts pants on it. Like, I don't know what this bit is, but it's funny. So, when Abdul sends a giant Valentine's Day card to Jesse, she basically falls back into love with him, and he shows up, which Alex was not predicting. So now he's here, and Alex is super jealous. So both of them are competing for her affection right in front of him. So they're getting ready for this whole event, and of course the host has to be a diva, this man.
We're doing a game show here. This is serious. People are working, okay? And the lights stink. I have a chin situation. Fix it. Why is Cupid wearing pants? But why is Cupid wearing pants?
He gives Cooper's girlfriend a really hard time throughout this, and yeah, you feel bad for her because she's just trying to do her best. Meanwhile, Nat is kind of upset because he doesn't, like, really want to be involved. And then they hype him up, actually being like, you shouldn't be alone. And then right when he gets the confidence to actually go out there, Rosalina shows up, of all people. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so now there's a lot of contention and stress going on.
You're bachelor number 3?
Everybody kind of kisses in this episode, which makes me uncomfortable considering how young they are, but yeah, I guess we're gonna have to look behind that for a second. Cooper now has to figure out how to do this show without Nat, because essentially, like, what could they possibly do? Mr. Wolf barely gets a romantic plotline. He comes onto the stage for like 2 seconds, and Alex notices that Abdul actually is cheating on Jesse. He already has a girlfriend. Oh my god, the men in this world are horrible. The way they're painted, like, they're just all cheaters, which kind of does make a lot of sense. So when Abdul and Jesse come together, she basically starts beating up Abdul's girlfriend, which is like, why aren't you mad at Abdul? He's the one who did all this. And yeah, so it's just Jesse's plotline comes out really messy, and Alex doesn't know what to do. Meanwhile, Cooper kind of accepts the fact that Nat is going to step down from this whole thing because of Rosalina, which is very sweet, because it's like, if you're a businessman, clearly you care about the bottom line, and he didn't. Meanwhile, the other boys in the band start flirting with Victoria Justice, and she kind of has a crush on all of them, question mark? Yeah, this is kind of weird.
Victoria likes us.
All right.
I mean, you guys are idiots, but in a cute way.
Yeah, so they have Victoria Justice instead be at the head of the competition and have all the boys in the band be the one to answer questions, which is actually so funny. I love that we actually get to see a little bit more of the boys. But I get so annoyed with Sunny because their dad ends up falling back in love with the girl that cheated on him with her brother. Oh my lord. Alex ends up having a really sweet moment with Jessie where he writes her a song to not be so sad about Abdul anymore. He's comforting her, but the fact that he's like more romantically interested in her makes it mean there's like a motive behind it, and that kind of makes it icky for me. So yeah, Valentine's Day Dream Date is such a confusing experience. Like, while they're trying to capture like the excitement of like new love, they have like really toxic old relationships getting back together, Rosalina showing up, Nat being convinced that he doesn't need to acknowledge his girlfriend, and Victoria Justice of all people
I don't know, I mean, they're all such idiots. In a cute way. Can I have them all?
taking the stage in this one. Like, I was surprised when we saw Miranda Cosgrove, but you're telling me now Victoria Justice too? Like, come on, Nickelodeon, get new people. And there you have it. Those are the Naked Brothers Band experiences, the best and worst of all of them. Do you guys remember these episodes, and do you have any personal dislikes for any specific ones I haven't mentioned? Please comment below, and anything else, you could talk to the secretary up front. Thank you guys so much for watching another Johnny 2000 videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.